All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Qualcomm Group General Manager of Auto, Industrial, Embedded IoT, and Cloud Computing, Nakul Duggal.
Good evening. Can you guys hear me in the back? Yeah? Okay. That robot had the IQ series that we just announced earlier today, so congratulations to the robot. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm ecstatic that so many of you are here. I don't know if it is for the open bar that started before I started to speak, or if you actually wanted to be here, but thank you nevertheless. Super exciting time for us at Qualcomm as we start to focus on industrial intelligence. I have a lot of stuff to share with you guys, and I have a number of our partners and customers that will also come on stage and join me. Before I get started, I want to share a little bit about the way that we are thinking about this market and really the time that we are in as AI takes over so much of how industries are evolving. You know, we've been an edge company from the very beginning of our history, from when we were founded, from 1985. Everything that we build is intelligent, everything that we build is connected. And the big opportunity that we see, which we will talk about, is how do industries, as they transform, take advantage of the technologies, take advantage of the products at scale to be able to go accelerate this. It's a complicated space. IoT has been around as a buzzword for 15 plus years. We're going to give you a perspective on how we're going to go about doing this. So, let's get started. There are two fundamental ingredients that I will base all of my conversations around. One is that the edge is intelligent, and the other is the edge is connected. We have been doing the connectivity business for a long time. Democratizing the edge as being intelligent is, I think, where there is a lot of work to be done. And it isn't enough for the edge to just be intelligent and connected. You also have to make the entire workflow AI ready. We'll talk today about the core technology ingredients that we have within the company that give us a seat at the table in terms of why we are relevant. We will talk about the definition of what I call an industrial chassis. You guys can still hear me in the back? I see a lot of background noise. Yeah? Okay. We'll talk about the definition of an industrial chassis. I've been running the automotive business for a long time, and the word chassis comes very naturally to me. In this context, the chassis for us is what are the solutions that are relevant for a vertical? And I'll give you some examples that you will hear from the voice of the customer. We'll talk about what our roadmap is. What are we starting to build? What we'll share today is a glimpse into the first set of products that we will introduce for industrial. You will see this on a quarterly basis. We will keep introducing newer and newer products, newer frameworks, newer applications, newer partnerships. And I'm hoping in the next 6 to 9 months or so, it'll become pretty clear as to what this entire strategy looks like. We are going to be focused on pretty much every industry that is out there. And the products that you will hear about today will have very broad, vertical specific application, but also a lot of horizontal application. I know there are a lot of people in the room that come from many different aspects of the IoT space, and I hope that what you will take away is of high relevance to everything that you have been doing. We will talk about a solution framework, and the solution framework is designed to decouple the underlying hardware from the use cases that customers need to be able to go design. Because we believe there is a lot of friction as you start to make software that is very hardware specific, so we spend a lot of time trying to go decouple that. And then finally, we'll talk about Aware, which is a project that we've been running for quite some time, and I'll give you a perspective on how all of that fits in. So without further ado, megatrends. As we started to look at the space and spoke to customers, one of the first things that comes across as customers start to think about what is different, what is changing as AI starts to come into the picture. Safety is, I think, paramount for a number of different industrial applications, because as you start to bring more intelligence to the edge, you have to be able to make sure that it's done in a safe way. Environmental considerations are prime. You have to be able to make sure that you're compliant with everything that all the various environmental requirements require to adhere to. Productivity and collaboration are key in terms of how do you drive a new business case? How do you drive a completely different TCO? And finally, resilience. How do you make sure, as we have a tremendous amount of geopolitical complexity in front of us, that you're able to trust the supply chain, trust the software, trust the security of what you're building? What have we seen that is different? I've talked about connectivity at the edge. I've talked about AI at the edge. What is also changing is the fact that the entire workflow is automated. We are talking to customers where the entire idea is about the data that they have collected for a number of years. How is that data trained? How is that data relevant in the use cases that actually make sense at the edge? And we'll walk you through the approach that we are taking that make all of this come to life. The use cases in my mind are really infinite. There isn't really end to the number of use cases. So what it really comes down to is, can you modernize, can you transform that edge application to become much more AI aware? And how do you do that such that it applies to multiple verticals? How do you do that such that the business case that you are investing in isn't something that is a one-off, isn't something that stops at a POC? And as we walk you through this entire journey, you will see our focus across a variety of different verticals, from consumer applications, healthcare, retail, energy, enterprise, and more. One of the big challenges with traditional architectures is that the level of intelligence that sits at the edge is not something that is highly dependable. You have a variety of different architectures that are microcontroller based. You still have a lot of 8-bit microcontrollers. A lot of new solutions are being introduced. Connectivity is not completely something that you can trust. There is not a uniform state in terms of how the edge gets deployed today. The other fundamental issue that we hear about is, when you think about deploying something at the edge, what is the actionable feedback that you can expect that specific product to provide to you? If you have a sensor that is monitoring an expensive piece of equipment, how do you know about the early life failure of that piece of equipment? That is the specific feedback that you need to be able to have in an actionable way. If you have a camera that is designed to be able to provide surveillance capabilities, where are you storing the data? Why are you storing the data? How much do you need to store? How do you search for what it is that you need? All of these aspects are done in a very traditional way so far, in the absence of any AI being available. And it's a vicious cycle. It is very difficult to automate these workflows because the edge is not predictable, the edge is not homogeneously deployed, and this problem is something that continues to not allow us to get to scale. I'll share with you two topologies, two architectures. One I call as the machine-to-machine architecture. The other is what I call the machine with a human-in-the-loop architecture. And it'll become evident to you exactly what I mean by this. If you look at the examples on the bottom right, think about a meter, think about a sensor, think about a camera, think about a drone or a robot. They all have very different purposes in terms of what they are trying to automate. The purpose of what a sensor is supposed to do is to simply report state change. If a door is open that wasn't supposed to be open during hours where it was not permitted. If a boiler is going out of spec, has an alert, it has to be reported. If you have something that is supposed to be accumulated and trended over a period of time, how do you provide intelligence around that? If you have a threat that you detect when you have a camera, how do you convert that threat into actionable intelligence? If you have a drone that is determining that the situation has a certain level of escalation, how do you actually go scale that up? The capability for this to be relevant all the way at the edge exists today. It has to be deployed in a uniform way. Every chip that we build has this capability at the edge. Many of these capabilities require you to have an edge box because you are not going to necessarily put intelligence all the way at the edge. You will have to potentially figure out a way to accumulate this capability and be able to up-level it. That's why we are deploying AI edge boxes. And then, of course, there is a near edge in terms of what the overall cloud solution starts to look like. If you think about the machine-to-human interaction, there are a number of different scenarios where you actually want the human to be able to get access to a lot of automation that is otherwise not easily available. You want to be able to search for information that is locally stored in the device that you hold in your hand. I'll show you some examples of what that looks like. This is possible today because we can host large language models and small language models locally at the edge in the palm of your device. in a lot of industrial applications, the information that is necessary, that is relevant for the use case, doesn't need to be sitting in the cloud. It can be resident in the edge. In many cases, you probably need to have it in the edge because of privacy, because of uncertain connectivity, because of cost of sending information back all the way. And between these two use cases, I think you kind of sum up what is possible as far as the various topologies of architectures that are involved as far as industrial IoT goes. The approach that we are taking is to be able to look at the sensing, the actuation, and the analysis, the analytics around what that specific use case requires, and then build topologies around that. Every single use case that you see here is something that we can support with a few different processors across our various families. And this is a combination of being able to have AI at the edge, being able to have enough sensing at the edge, being able to have the ability to make decisions locally, and use the cloud where you need to, but manage the specific context locally as much as possible. How is this possible? So, as a company that has been involved in building semiconductors for the edge for a number of years, we develop a tremendous amount of technology. We develop every possible type of wireless technology, from Bluetooth Low Energy to low power wireless access to 4G and 5G. We develop all types of application processor technology, from computer vision to graphics to multimedia. We have highly energy efficient compute sitting all the way at the edge. We can run processors that will operate with performance within 5 watts. We can go all the way up to 200 watts, depending upon what it is that you're trying to go do. We build safety as a fabric into every single product that we build, so we can provide to you solutions that are inherently and intrinsically designed to be safe. We have all types of software architectures, obviously, that we can support on these platforms. And then from an edge AI perspective, we are spending a lot of time trying to understand what are the specific needs of applications that meaningfully require our technologies to be working differently. I will give you an example of drones. This is something that we have been investing in for a long time, and one of the technologies that we came up with for drones was what we call long-range Wi-Fi. Because we build Wi-Fi in-house, we now have the ability to be able to have mesh-to-mesh Wi-Fi that has a range of 12 kilometers. We can live stream what a drone is seeing from 12 kilometers away with no dependency on a 5G network. That's something that we can go do. So the reason we can do all of this is because of the stable of technologies that we develop in-house across all the various portfolios, all of the various ecosystems that Qualcomm operates in. The new portfolio that we're introducing, and I will share with you more details as we go along over the next, every quarter we'll share with you additional details that are coming up, but I'm giving you a glimpse of what is the strategy going forward. If you look at the bottom, we will provide solutions that focus on every type of wireless technology. We'll provide solutions that focus on consumer products. Industrial, we'll talk about more today. We'll talk about inference accelerators. We'll talk about robotics products. So the focus of this business that we have at Qualcomm is going to make sure that for all of the various customers that you serve, for all of the various products that you build, you have the ability, you have the choice of being able to pick not just the products, but the underlying technologies and the enablers that allow us to be able to make this happen. And here are some examples of the various end products that we are enabling today. We have this family of products that you see at the bottom, enabled by the various technologies that you saw on the previous slide, supported by the various software ecosystems, the operating systems, the containerization, the AI capability, to go support a very large number of end devices that really are completely independent of each other. There isn't really any overlap between these devices. But there is, because the underlying use case, the underlying technology, its use case is something that we very deeply understand. And the focus that we are going to have in terms of how we take this to market, I get asked a lot, how are you going to solve the channel problem? How are you going to go take this kind of technology to market? I will give you some examples in terms of the approach that we will take. But the focus is going to be to really think about the application of our technologies and our products across a very wide range of verticals. And I know that many of you serve many of these verticals, some of these verticals. The idea is to be able to form a partnership with you so that you understand where we are coming from, how do we actually drive not just the solution to the use case, but the traction in the volume, the defragmentation in terms of what the underlying use cases are, so that we can serve all of these various markets. And what is the approach that we're going to take? So I used the term industrial chassis earlier. I will give you some examples in terms of what we mean by the industrial chassis before we get into the specific detail. The first area that we focused on, this is about 5 months or so ago, was what is it that we can do in the oil and gas space? Complicated business, high-risk business, doesn't move very quickly, massive investment capability. The networks are nationwide. You are talking about hundreds of millions of end units. So it's a problem size that I get up in the morning and I say, this is something that I want to go spend time on, because these are the types of problems that if we can solve it in one place, this is something that's going to move the needle. Let's hear from what we did at Aramco in the last few months. I visited Riyadh for the very first time in April of this year. We deployed a team soon after, I think in May or June. We spent about 90 days there. All of this work that you've seen has been done with Aramco in Riyadh. There are no new products that we invented for this. The simple message is the underlying technology to be able to make this happen exists today. This is the scale at which we are going to start to go evolve this business. Now, let me touch upon a few things because we'll go over a lot of these examples. What you noticed was AI at the edge. The drones are controlled with Wi-Fi. That's not 5G. Everything else is running locally at the edge. The phone is not connected to the cloud. The phone is running an LLM locally. So what does that tell you? That tells you that for use cases such as what you might find in the real world, where you have uncertain connectivity, where you have a lot of security around data, where you need to have air-gapped environments, you have real-world use cases that people need to solve with the types of tools that they have in their hand. We can solve these problems in the local language. We have ported Arabic models, JS, onto the local device. So the voice communication with the phone is not in English, it's in Arabic. And the response is not English translated to Arabic. It is running an Arabic model in the cloud and responding. Right? So this is being done, it's trained on Aramco's data. The computer vision use cases. Now keep in mind, the underlying chips that we are using is the same family. So what I put inside a phone and what I put inside a drone, they may be different in terms of their operating environments, their safety requirements, but the underlying IP is the same. So when you think about the AI that I'm running inside an explosion-proof industrial handheld and the AI that I run in the cloud or the AI that I run in the drone is the same exact AI. If you think about the camera use cases, there are no more camera use cases that are not accompanied with an LLM. You no longer look for the threat, you ask for the threat. You ask for, was there a fall in all of the reports that I saw this morning because there's a safety violation? And all of the reports are tagged with the fall. Why? because the model can understand what a fall looks like. You are not taking all of this data back to the cloud and searching in some database that you're paying on a monthly basis for. You are actually deciding what is information that you can store locally at the camera, and you can decide what is the clip that you actually need to send back because it has some value that you need to be able to do. This is the change in topology. This is the change in architecture that allows people to be able to think about what is the total cost of ownership of the specific implementation that I have to put in. So if you think about this at scale, the only way to do this is to actually figure out how do you make the edge much more intelligent, what do you process locally, how do you separate between what needs to be captured locally, needs to be sent to the cloud, and what do you do with it thereafter. If you send everything to the cloud, it's just one more way of spending the money just differently. Let's hear from Nabil, who's been a great partner of ours at Aramco, and he's the SVP of Digital Transformation.
We have developed the first industrial Gen AI solution at the edge, a testament to our commitment to leading technology and sustainable innovation in the energy sector. As you know, Gen AI is very important in transforming industries. So Aramco is collaborating with Qualcomm to bring Gen AI on the edge, into the devices, in our industrial sites. We have launched 3 projects jointly with Qualcomm, using Qualcomm edge computing capabilities, whether in safety, whether in sustainability, or in security. Our partnership with Qualcomm is reshaping the future of oil and gas industry, setting new standards for innovation and efficiency. Join us as we continue to push the boundaries of what is possible, creating a smarter, more connected world.
So we are super excited about this partnership that we have with Aramco. Before I bring up our next speaker, the other partner that we are on the journey, and we made an announcement this afternoon, is with Honeywell. Honeywell is, a 100-year-old company, 100-plus-year-old company, American company, and one of the areas that we are expanding our partnership with Honeywell into is in the oil and gas space. We've had a long history with them in terms of what we've been doing with them in the smartphone space, in the retail space. But let us hear from Honeywell, from Eric, in terms of how this partnership is expanding.
Hello, my name is Eric Youngblood, Director of Advanced Technology at Honeywell. Here at Honeywell's Industrial Automation Division, we specialize in developing productivity solutions, most of which are powered by Qualcomm's cutting-edge technology. As we navigate through a period of remarkable productivity transformation, we recognize the pivotal role of AI integration in driving this change. Collaborating with Qualcomm ensures that both our hardware and software strategies align to meet the evolving demands of the market. By combining our expertise, we are developing solutions that not only enhance productivity, but are also driving industry efficiencies to unprecedented levels. Our shared vision of the future inspires us to continuously innovate and push the boundaries of what is possible.
Big thanks to the Honeywell team and to Eric. And this has been, again, a fast and furious partnership. Hopefully you guys can see the dots getting connected. We focus on the products and the technologies, we focus on the use cases, we work with the end customers, we bring their ecosystem together, and we will keep repeating this same exact strategy, this chassis strategy, across the entire value chain that Aramco gets us to focus on. While we're in the region, we are spending the same time with ADNOC. Why would we not go expand that? And we will spend the same time in the great state of Texas with a lot of the oil and gas customers that we have here. This concept of a chassis, of being able to think about where do you drive the transformation, what are the key things that matter to those customers, this isn't something that we can learn by ourselves. Right? The types of problem statements that Honeywell is trying to go solve are focused on, a use case that was shared with us was there is a major issue in terms of gas leak detection. And it's not just detecting the leak, it's detecting the proximity of a human around the leak when the leak is detected, or temperatures that might cause a fire. So these are all workflow level automations that require a tremendous amount of understanding of the end environment and solutions that have to be created. So once you go find solutions like this, there is a tremendous application of these solutions. And the solutions are not necessarily vertical specific. It is being able to apply AI to understand the environment and then to be able to automate the workflow. That's the journey that we are on, and I know that many of you that we've been working with for many years and many new partners, super excited to continue this journey with you. The next example I'll go over with is retail. And retail is a business that we've been spending a lot of time on for many years. The team that we've had in this space has understood retail quite deeply. We have understood the department store, we've understood the superstore, we understand it in the context of what the department store looks for, what does the store associate look for, what does the customer look for, what does it mean to create a grid, how do you track location inside the store, what is the definition of Bluetooth Low Energy in the store, how do you update pricing in the store, what type of information does the store associate need in the palm of their hand, in their smartphone. And so this is yet another example where we'll build a retail chassis. A lot of the technology is available. A lot of technology is very specific to this environment where you have to be able to figure out how to map the grid very specifically. And I would like to invite our partner from Zebra. Please join me on the stage, Patrick.
Hello, everybody. My name is Patrick Seidensticker. I lead our ruggedized tablet division at Zebra Technologies. We've had a long-standing partnership with Qualcomm, and we develop hardware and software solutions that serve our global mobile workforce at the edge. We have a full complement of solutions, including retail automation, industrial automation, machine vision, scanners, printers, handheld computers, wearable computers, and my ruggedized tablet computers. We've been working with Qualcomm for well over 10 years. Just in my division alone, I'm sure we've had over 15 major ruggedized tablet releases. Just this year, we've announced new AI-centric tablet solutions and handheld wearable computer solutions powered by Qualcomm's AI-centric architecture. In fact, this tablet is powered by Qualcomm's architecture and has AI at multiple levels within the device. Looking forward, we're excited to continue our partnership with Qualcomm and develop more additional AI-centric applications. In fact, just in my tablet division alone, we have some additional products that we're going to be announcing in 2025 that feature AI-centric capabilities that will continue to further enhance worker productivity, that will facilitate all the verticals that we serve, including manufacturing, T&L, retail, healthcare, government, and the other verticals that are available to us today. So thanks again to Qualcomm's partnership, and looking forward to additional solutions in the future.
Patrick, thank you very much, and very big thanks to Zebra for being such a fantastic partner. You know, what is very important for us as we start to think about these types of partnerships is, just like we have a tremendous amount of technology, so do our partners. They are closer to the use cases, they are closer to the problem statement, and the co-development, the co-learning journey that we are on allows us to be able to look at the world from their vantage point, vice versa. And the aspirations are very aligned. You know, I'm a big believer that in these types of markets, making sure that everybody's incentives are aligned towards a win-win is the necessary condition. Of course, there is competition, but these are journeys that are long journeys that require investment, they require making bets, and understanding each other's capabilities is really important. So we really are very thankful to the key partners that we work with, because without them, this is not a journey we want to travel on by ourselves. We're going to have a strategy for an industrial chassis for many different verticals. And you know, just today, just in the few hours that I've been here, I've had very interesting conversations with folks in the agriculture business, in the construction business, in the heavy earth moving equipment business. Very similar types of problem statements that traverse over. So you will hear more and more from us on this topic. Let me switch to the product strategy because I think that will give you a bit of a perspective as to the how. So this vertical chassis, the core of the chassis at the hardware level is the SoC. And we have different types of hardware products. We build a variety of different products that serve our industrial connectivity roadmap. So we have everything from Bluetooth low energy, power line communication, location, Wi-Fi, 4G, low power wireless access, 5G, satellite. And then in the industrial and embedded IoT compute business, we are going to be introducing a brand new portfolio. Today I'll share with you what the IQ series is about. But we have a wide variety of platforms. All of them are AI ready. We have consumer-focused platforms. We build retail-focused platforms. We are building industrial-grade platforms and safety-grade platforms. The industrial connectivity business is something that is a very important business line because this is the common fabric that goes really across every single possible endpoint. Whether it's inside a store, whether it's in an industrial environment, you need to have some kind of connectivity. Connectivity can be fixed, it can be mobile, it can be various types of technologies. We have it all. We understand this problem statement deeply, and it is a complicated problem statement because you're usually connected to some kind of infrastructure, either private network infrastructure or public network infrastructure, but it has to be supported. It has to work for the 5, 10, 15 years that we deploy these things for. It has to work globally. It has to be something that has to meet security requirements, cybersecurity requirements, interoperability requirements. So something that we understand quite deeply and we've been doing for a long time. We recently announced the asset acquisition of Sequance's 4G IoT assets. This is part of a portfolio that we wanted to make sure that we further strengthened, and this is going to allow us to be able to essentially cover a wide variety of new segments, whether it is focused on meters, on the smart grid, on sensors and actuators, on tracking. We will support both Cat-M and Cat-1bis, along with various other legacy technologies. We are also introducing a 5G industrial portfolio that will focus on connected gateways, on routers, on field hotspots, on first responder connectivity, and on various types of transportation solutions. So this allows us to be able to provide full coverage for everything that is needed in the connectivity space. Moving over to application processors, and this is one of the key announcements that we are making today. The application processor space, the way that we are thinking about going about focusing on this space is, you heard about the underlying technologies, you heard about AI, you heard about camera, you heard about all of the various operating systems that we support. What we started to think about was, what is the operating environment within which these have to get deployed? And a question that I have been asked consistently by a number of different customers over the many years that I've been at Qualcomm is, hey, you guys are the smartphone company. What do you know about environments that are harsh, environments that require a completely different level of resilience? So over the last decade or so, we've been building an automotive business. In the automotive business, we build systems that need to meet single-digit dBPM. We build systems that run drive controllers, that will drive your car, that will keep you safe when you are running an ADAS system. So there is a lot of experience that we have built. Today, what we are announcing is the IQ series. And before I get into the details, let me play this video that will get you a little bit more acclimated with what we are focusing on. So the IQ series focuses on industrial AI. This allows you to be able to bring products that are designed for the harshest environments with the highest level of resilience, the highest levels of quality, designed for safety applications, but have all of the things that you might expect in the highest end consumer devices. And a marriage of the two allows the industrial ecosystem to be able to have their cake and eat it too. We have 3 different tiers of products. We have the IQ 9, which I'll talk about in a bit more detail, which provides you as much as 100 TOPS of AI at the edge, and it goes all the way down to IQ 6, which is the very base tier. Let me give you a little bit more detail on what the IQ series is about. So starting from the left, these are industrial grade products that have built-in safety. So if you have applications that require SIL 3 support, these products are capable of safety and integrity level at SIL 3. There are not any products on the market that will support 100 TOPS of AI and provide SIL 3 support in the footprint that we are talking about. Every IP block that you see that this chip has is designed with an underlying safety fabric. So you can run any kind of application. You can run a robotic application, you can run a machine learning application, you can run a factory automation application. If safety is a primary requirement, that is supported. You can also get access to the same product in a non-safe configuration. So if you're looking for just a regular industrial application where safety is not a requirement, there is a SKU that we can offer that also provides that capability. These products are designed for -40 to +125 junction temperature. So you can run these products in pretty much any environment that you can imagine that you would consider an industrial environment. These are designed for mission critical autonomous applications. If you are driving an agricultural harvester that is running in autonomous mode and has to run 24/7, this is a product that you want to be able to have because it will check all of those boxes. We provide all types of human-machine interface capabilities. This product supports up to 8 displays concurrently. It supports a full multimedia stack. It supports 16 cameras concurrently. So you have the ability to run pretty much any kind of application that you can imagine, whether it's an application that is human-facing or machine-facing or some mixed configuration. All of those applications can be supported. It runs 100 TOPS of AI. The robot that you saw is running the IQ 9. It runs 100 TOPS of AI. So if you want to run a generative AI model locally, you can run a 7 million parameter Llama 3 model on the device. You can run any kind of CV application. You can run them concurrently. So if you want to be able to manage image CV alongside Gen AI, that is something that the product will be able to go to. So the capability that we are building into these products and the tiers at which we are enabling these products, the focus for the IQ series is to really be able to provide a portfolio of products that the industry hasn't really had so far. And it is something that is ready to design on. This product has been sampling in other SKUs for over 2 years. The product is going to be commercial in other SKUs in 2024. So this is not a new product per se. It is something that actually has gone through a tremendous amount of testing and hardening. It comes accompanied with a massive software ecosystem. So we obviously are going to support on these products not just Linux, but we will support all types of virtualized environments. If you wish to run virtualized Android, we can create a virtual machine to run Android on the same exact product. We will run ROS on this product. These products come with a built-in safety manager. So if you choose to run a safety RTOS from the safety manager, that is something we can run. You can bring your own RTOS. We can support you with the ones that we are capable of. The amount of I/O, the amount of third-party peripherals that this product is designed to be able to go do, lends itself for a tremendous amount of autonomy applications. So you can run a number of mission-critical autonomous mobility applications, robotics applications, and we will provide all of the frameworks for that, which I'll talk about in the solution section. So our focus is to really be very vertical agnostic, if you can call it that. A large variety of applications, and if you're looking for something that is going to be very broad-based in terms of what you can do with that product, the IQ series will meet those needs. Of course, if you're looking for something that is a consumer-grade product, something that is good enough with the commercial temperature, commercial environment, we have plenty of products that can support those applications as well. So the focus here is to be able to provide to you access to something that is going to be multi-purpose, serves a large variety of different use cases. Let me switch over to what we are doing in the solution space. So I talked a lot about the customer approach that we are taking, the chassis approach that we are taking. We introduced the product roadmap. We've been spending a lot of time thinking about solutions. Many of you in the room are building solutions as OEMs, as system integrators. One of the things that is really important for us is to understand how do our products get used. So everything that you're seeing here, we have a solution for. Some of them are on demonstration here at this event. Many of these are in front of customers, in the hands of customers. You saw some examples. But the key message behind walking you through this is the approach that we're going to be taking going forward. So we want to live in your shoes. We want to understand what it is that you are seeing, and we want to make sure that we are able to cross the bridge and offer to you as much of out-of-the-box capability. And I can give you a sense as to how we're going about doing that. So one of the things that we realized very quickly as we started to focus on IoT was we have to make sure that we do not bring hardware complexity into an environment that does not need to understand hardware complexity. I'm thinking about a developer. So a developer that is used to developing on a competitive environment, that is used to developing on an MCU, that is used to developing with an Arduino board, their interest in learning the deep technical details of our chips is limited. So the approach that we took was, let's start from the end. Let's start from what solutions are customers trying to build. How do they go about building those solutions today? What is the infrastructure that they have access to? Why would they move to our platform? How do we make it straightforward for them to move to our platform? And then go all the way to the left. Present to them a set of chipset options that make sense for them in terms of their affordability, in terms of the use cases they're trying to solve for. Understand what is the operating system framework, the software framework that they are looking for. Make that available out of the box. Don't expose to them the underlying hardware complexity. Understand what is the type of application that they're trying to build. What type of computer vision model do they need? What type of Gen AI model do they need? How much of that is out of the box? Do they already have YOLO that they have designed on? Are they looking to do something highly custom? Do they need to go fine-tune their data? Once they have built that application with that model, we allow them to be able to quantize that model specific to the capabilities of our hardware. We enable that through the AI Hub, which we announced earlier this year. The AI Hub is a repository of models that are widely available for a wide variety of applications and designed to be quantized for the specific hardware that we are going to make available. Once that is done, you can design a container. You can, if you have your application is already containerized, you can take that, you can move that into the containers that we provide to you. You can write microservices around it, and you can get going. We have some examples of this framework that are here at the event. The AI Hub is something that we are getting a tremendous amount of attention and traction on, and here are a couple of reasons. The underlying AI engines that we have in our SoCs go across markets. So these AI engines are not designed for IoT or smartphones or automotive. It is the same AI engine that goes across. So when you are designing an application, there is a computer vision application, and it has applicability in a, let's say in a video surveillance application. Well, that video surveillance application has relevance in a home IoT situation, in enterprise IoT, potentially in automotive, potentially someplace else. So we don't want you to waste your investment. We want you to be able to design once, take that application, deploy it as many times as possible. By having the AI Hub in place, we take away the complexity of the underlying hardware. So you don't have to worry about which hardware is going to get deployed to. That's what the AI Hub is going to take care of. You design your application, we will take care of how to make the model work in the right way with the edge SoC that is deployed on. The AI Hub supports a very wide variety of models already, and we continue to keep adding to these models. The solutions framework, and I will not walk through every single block here, but you can see what this starts to go look like. We want to be able to make sure that this is something that you can do very easily. So this is not something that we want you to spend a lot of time on. Once you pick your chipset, we will provide to you out of the box what is the operating system capability that you need to be able to have access to. What are the SDKs that you need on top of which you can deploy your application? What is the AI value chain that you are developing on today, and how do you go port that over onto our solution application framework? We will provide to you certain reference applications so you can understand how we developed it. Those are available to you so that you can take that and you can get going. And we will have a fleet that allows you to be able to go deploy this application. And if you have some time, please take a look at what it is that we have actually built. This is something that we will obviously keep advancing over the coming months. This is available across any of the chips that we introduce as part of the IQ series. And with that, I'd like to invite Rahul, who's been a great partner of ours, to come and share with us his experience in working with Qualcomm. Thanks.
Can everyone hear me okay? I had to leave my coat off for a few minutes, enjoying the Texas heat. Rahul Bajpai, partner with Deloitte Consulting, largely focus on edge-enabled solutions for our enterprises. And by that, what I really mean is, bringing the intelligence to the end customer's premise, largely because there are a couple of things that are happening, right? So one is data repatriation has begun because a lot of the enterprises are limited by the amount of intelligence in real time or near real time they can drive on premise or at the shop floor in an industrial setting, for example. Second is the cost of keeping all the data in the cloud, inferencing it, like bringing those models back, right, to enable training on the edge is cost prohibitive, quite frankly. And what we have done in the last few months partnering with Qualcomm is really taken the AI edge box along with a couple of other solution components with their ODMs, like 4K cameras, and built out a quality detection and sensing capability in our labs. But we have taken that as a pilot to a couple of our key clients. And what is really evident is two things, right? One, it reduces the amount of latency needed to process the data when you localize it on the edge, which allows you to make better inferencing-based insights and actionable insights in real time. So what we're doing is looking at the quality of the manufacturing assembly line production, right, quality, and looking at where these anomalies exist through an advanced 4K camera powered by both private 5G as well as a backup IP or powered off Ethernet, and bring that intelligence to bear, which reduces latency by 30%. It drives TCO down by a similar 30 to 40%. But the key thing is that we can actually now enable enterprises to use best of breed across their existing solution stack and bring more edge-centric solutions with AI, not only to enable machine learning, so like Nakul talked about, right, machine-to-machine intelligence, but extend it using a ruggedized tablet from Zebra, which we are also right now working on, which improves associate productivity. So the ability for an associate to walk around the shop floor using multimodal, right, inferencing, and be able to quickly diagnose a problem, troubleshoot a problem, and understand in real time what that repair or remedy is. That is all enabled by the combination of running AI/ML with machine-to-machine and Gen AI using a ruggedized tablet. The last thing I'll say this, in the world of providing end-to-end solutions for our clients, which we do as an SI, we're continuously looking to innovate the solution offering in this space. And working with Qualcomm actually has helped us identify a couple of white spaces, quite frankly, in the industry that we can take clusters or applications of, I would say clusters of applications and bring common sort of capabilities that can enable multiple use cases. So the same intelligence or inferencing that can be used to detect quality defects can also be extended to understand if there's a safety hazard, if there's a security compliance, if there's a thermal sensor, right, that's getting too hot in a remote oil well, that will help the enterprise, react quickly without creating the hazard or the compliance violation. So with that, more to come, but obviously we actually have a joint solution demo here if people are interested. And any questions, please do let us know. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rahul, and thank you, Deloitte. Really, really excited about the partnership. And for us, the proof is in the pudding. If our customers and our partners can tell us that we are on the right track, I think that is actually really important. So we really appreciate all the work we're doing together. One of the things that we've been working on in the background as we have been working on the IQ series is how do we enable a wide variety of scaling partners, module partners, design houses, various types of OEMs and ODMs in terms of making our hardware available. And because this market is very broad in terms of how do you take your product to market, it has been very important for us to make sure that we seed our technology, our products, our know-how across a wide variety of end channels. And so this effort has actually been very successful. It continues to grow, but this is something that we are doing in a very focused manner on our industrial ecosystem partners. And with that, let me first invite Jim from TRIA to share his thoughts about our partnership. Welcome, Jim.
Stand up, Pete. Well, thank you, Nakul, and thank you, Qualcomm, for providing TRIA with the opportunity to really share the experience and success we've seen with our partnership, early partnership, and collaboration efforts with Qualcomm. Based on some of my conversations earlier this evening, I'm assuming many of you don't have a clue as to who TRIA is. We are new, so I'll try to give you a little bit of background of who we are and what we do. TRIA has actually been in the embedded compute module space for over 30 years, primarily focused in Europe, the industrial market over there, under the MSC Technology brand. About a little over 10 years ago, Avnet acquired MSC Technologies and offered the modules under the Avnet Embedded brand. And then this past July, Avnet spun out TRIA as a separate company and a separate brand, and that's kind of where we are today. We have a global network of 9 different design centers spread across Europe, Asia, and North America. And we also do our own internal manufacturing, primarily in Europe. Our product portfolio is obviously focused on the industrial customer base. Because of that, the products, the majority of our products are based on industry standard form factors. So we have a very broad offering of module solutions based on COM-HPC, COM-Express, SMARC, and now OSM. Our partnership with Qualcomm started about 18 months ago with some initial discussions. We saw Qualcomm as a leader in the mobile and automotive space. That, along with the cutting edge technology that Qualcomm had with high performance, low power ARM processors, along with on-chip AI accelerators, we really saw an opportunity to fill a gap that we had in our product portfolio. We had a number of industrial customers looking to implement edge AI, and this really fit that need. Back in April of this year, we introduced our first Qualcomm-based product. It is a SMARC-based module using the QCS 6490. So in a little less than 4 months, we've identified a little over 50 opportunities that we're working on. ranging anywhere from industrial automation, robotics, to medical and prosumer applications. All of this couldn't be possible without really the great partnership that we have with Qualcomm. Their collaborative effort with the technical teams is outstanding. The tools offering that Qualcomm has, from AI Hub to Qualcomm Linux, and the SDKs and stacks that they provide are best in class. That now, along with the build out of some of these vertical applications and chassis, really are exciting for us, as it's going to make the adoption of this technology with our customer base a lot easier. We're really excited about this partnership. The excitement with Tria is enormous, and we look at what Qualcomm brings in terms of the collaboration effort, and that combined with our expertise in the industrial market space, we really see a very bright future ahead. And again, a big thank you to Qualcomm, and we look forward to growing the business. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jim, and thank you, Tria. We equally appreciate the partnership, and without really getting the entire ecosystem to be behind you, these things are not really possible. So again, big thanks. I'd like you to hear from Miller Chang, President of Advantech, next. Let's roll the video.
What we enjoy most about working with Qualcomm is their relentless innovation and deep commitment to advancing edge technologies. Their expertise in AI, software architecture, and high-performance computing truly sets them apart. Our collaboration with Qualcomm is exciting, as we are jointly pushing the boundary of what's possible in edge computing, creating the edge AI solution that accelerate industrial transformations. Qualcomm's cutting-edge technology stands out for its unmatched connectivity and AI advancements. Together, we are building an open, scalable ecosystem that's transforming industrial applications and driving the future of edge.
Thank you, Miller. And really great partnership with Advantech over the years. We will share with you more of what we are doing in the Snapdragon X Elite space in the coming months. As you know, this is something that has become a very important part of our overall strategy, and we plan to bring these same products into the industrial space. So more to come on this. And with that, I'd like to invite Philip from Kontron. Welcome, Philip.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Nakul, for the warm welcome. I feel the spot at the end of your lineup has significant advantages, as it has significantly cooled down. Thanks for that. Let me quickly introduce Kontron to you. We have seen Tria, which is quite a young one. Kontron's name has been around for 65 years now. Still, it's important to re-explain what we are, because we are a mirror of our industry, and we're reshaping ourselves every year, basically, to provide new offerings to our IoT markets. So currently, Kontron is a decentral multinational group with around about 2 billion of revenue, around about 8,000 employees currently, with 3,500 of them engineers, which is very important for us as we're providing cutting-edge solutions to our ecosystem. We have a strong foothold in Europe, as that's where we're originating out of, but we also provide design and manufacturing in the US, North America, and also in Asia. So we're set up to follow the make local, buy local initiatives wherever they are. Geopolitical strategies are now more and more important to leverage local footprints, and we're here to do that together with our customers. So what's our offering? We come from the base components like modules, motherboards, SPCs, like the speakers before me. But we also have complete systems that work with our partners in very harsh environments. Avionics, aerospace, boxes for autonomous driving in very, very ruggedized areas. We also are the proud market leader for GSMR networks, which is a private mobile standard for railways in Europe. We're also working on the future railway standards that we're hopefully kicking off 27 with our ecosystem partners, and we will be playing a big role there as well. And our partnership with Qualcomm actually stems also for a while with a very strong footprint in automotive, NADs, network access devices. We're continuing in that, and that's our focus with our partnership with Qualcomm to enlarge that footprint in the 5G areas, not just for automotive, but also for railways and for our industrial partners. The second is we want to leverage also the new platforms and supply for the transition of the industry that is traditionally relatively, let's say, sticky with technology into the ARM ecosystems. And we're very hopeful that the ecosystem that you are providing together with ours, our leveraging of Windows, IoT, that we can provide Contron OS, Qualcomm OS. We will also find the right solution for our customer to bring real value on the edge. The third area is we not just want to be in the premium segment where we drive that transition, we also want to utilize all the technology that is available and our experiences to leverage that on the edge devices with connected AI. Very important, has been in your lineup very much. Our customers are asking for it. We're here to develop together with them those use cases also with lower price points, not just in the premium segment. Embedded IoT solutions have one thing that is very important, that's longevity. Longevity, and not just have a fancy product for 2 months. And longevity means to have it for 10, 15, 25 years, especially when you're in the defense industry. We feel that you have listened and we have the understanding that you are willing to provide that. So that's why we are very, very hopeful and very, very positive in our partnership to be a really good partner, not just now, but also in 25 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Philip, and thank you, Contron. I particularly like Contron because their global or their US headquarters in San Diego, so it's the only industrial customer I have that I can drive to, walk to. Okay, I'm towards the end of the presentation, and I'm going to cover with you something that is new. That is something that I have been super excited about. I think many of you are aware of the AWARE program that we've had in this business for a number of years. One of the things that I'm going to introduce, and we will follow this up with more detail in the coming months, is we are thinking about how to make AWARE a software solution, something where we can provide to you an edge agent, a client, and you can embed this into really any kind of edge device. It could be something that could be sitting in a device that has Bluetooth, it has Wi-Fi, it could have 3G, 4G, 5G, we don't really care. It could be Qualcomm silicon, it could be somebody else's silicon. What we have been able to go think about in terms of use case is the application of understanding the status of anything that you're trying to track, whether it is a hard hat that a construction worker is wearing, whether it's a body camera that a law enforcement officer is wearing, whether it is a power tool that is being sold in a department store. The concept of being able to observe where that asset is, the concept of understanding the condition of the asset, the software version of the asset, the security version of the asset, the location eventually of the asset is something that is very highly valuable. So I wanted to introduce this topic to you because you're going to hear about this more and more. think of this as something that we're going to do horizontally across everything that you heard so far. So in addition to everything that we're going to offer the ability for an aware agent to be embedded across any of our devices, for you to be able to have that observability, that condition monitoring, and that visibility. So I think many of you are aware of this platform, many of you have been using this. This to me is actually this cloud SaaS part of the overall equation, which is how do you get visibility across all of the things that we are developing. There are many folks here in the audience from many different ecosystems, many different areas of differentiation. One of the things that has been very interesting for us as a company that is building products that, as Philip said, you have to keep these deployed for 10, 15, 20, 25 years. There is an obligation on us to make sure that we actually understand what is going on in these products. During COVID, all of us found out how little customers knew about complicated semiconductor value chains. So as we are thinking about going down this journey and building out an industrial strategy, one thing that you will hear from us is the ability for us to be able to provide to you the client that we can embed in an edge device, and the ability to be able to understand, know, be aware of what exactly is going on. I think it's a value that we can obviously create for ourselves, for all of you as well. And this is something that we're going to go do across every single vertical. We obviously offer all types of capabilities, from very basic visibility of rough coarse location to highly fine location, depending upon the capability of the hardware. And more to come on this around the CES timeframe. And that brings me to the end of the presentation. Thank you for bearing with me and holding you back from the bar. But again, appreciate your time, appreciate you all taking the time to come and visit us. Thank you again very much.